Hey, what's going on to all of all of my Sagittarius? So let's get into it. So you Sagittarius have got the Strength, King of Swords, the Devil. Wow, a lot of fire in here. A lot of red cards. The Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Two of Swords. Wow. Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands, and last but not least, the Moon. So, okay, so for you Sagittarius, no major arcana that represents Sagittarius, but you still got a lot of wand cards anyway, so that makes up for it. So the overall idea of this reading, the overall precedent that I'm getting from this is for you Sagittarius to ultimately just kind of sit back and enjoy the disposition that you're in right now. A lot of you Sagittarius you're by yourselves. A lot of you Sagittarius are by yourselves, single, just mingling. The reason why I'm saying that is the Strength, the King of Swords, and the Devil. A lot of you Sagittarius seeing that a lot of people in the dating market, the dating pool is not necessarily what it's cracked up to be. Understanding that a lot of that stuff is really trash, as I've been saying. The Strength is that just watch out for calling people trash, because that will offend some people and that's going to get them on their nerves, and you don't want to a lot of people are emotional and you don't want to make enemies that won't go away. You know what I mean? You also don't want to make, well, yeah, like I've been saying, you don't want to make an enemy that won't go away, right? You tell them that you're not interested. They keep calling, keep texting you how much they don't like you, how much, they wish that unfortunately they would, they wish that you would play in traffic, all that type of weird stuff, all that type of stuff. The Devil, however, represents, so how you do that is that you ultimately just let them know that you're not interested. You don't even have to be coming off, super strong. You just let them know that, you've been dating around and you're not interested in them, and you're just texting them to let them know that, right? Or you can essentially just ghost and don't tell them anything. That'll work too. The Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords is, there's a need for, as soon as you Sagittarius meet this person, there's a need to actually have things in common, right? There's a need for that. So okay, but there's a need to, sorry, I'm getting notifications, but there's a need for how do I say, there's a need for you for soon as you step on the scene, you'll know a relationship works, because, I ain't gonna say no, but you'll have an indication that a relationship can work based upon you and this person having something in common. So the Eight of Swords is about you creating boundaries, healthier boundaries, because a lot of the times the kind of boundaries that people have for themselves is really not healthy. They make it seem like it is, but it's really not, right? You want a person that has money, but you want a person that has this, you want a person that has that, but that's not really standards. That's because standards are boundaries. So you want to deal with a person that has things in common with you, right? Are they really into this, right? Can they really get into this honestly, where they actually able to keep up with you, not in a competitive way, but they're able to meet you, right? And meet you halfway and actually keep up with you and understand what it is that you're talking about. So the Eight of Swords is needing to create those boundaries, because a lot of you Sagittarius are starting to realize that a lot of people are chameleons. A lot of people will tell you whatever it is that they think that you want to hear, so that you accept them and try to be in a relationship with them. And then the cracks start happening, and then you start to see, whoa, this person, me and this person doesn't really have a whole lot of things in common. We really don't have a whole lot of things in common. And this person is showing me an entirely new side about them. Then you have the Ten of Swords, right? And the Ten of Swords is, then you got to go through the process. You don't want that. Then you got to go through the process of all this stuff, and you're like, I got played again. How am I in a relationship with another chameleon? Here we go again, right? A lot of you Sagittarius don't want that. So a lot of you Sagittarians are kind of seeing, right? You're kind of seeing where this can go again if you don't if you don't learn from your mistakes. So the Eight of Swords is about how a lot of you Sagittarius are taking note, and a lot of you are like, I'm paying attention to see if this thing is really gonna, if this is really gonna work. I want to know if having boundaries is really gonna keep me away from the chameleons. And then the things that you have, the Two of Swords and the Page of Wands. Now, the Two of Swords represents how you do want to watch out for creating too many boundaries, right? Just create healthy ones, because the Eight of Swords is creating boundaries. But since you got the Two of Swords, and this right here is the Eight of Swords, this is about you Sagittarius creating boundaries that are not healthy, meaning that the things that you say that you want, they're not really boundaries, right? They weren't from the past. They really weren't boundaries. They were more things where, they were more like preferences. You know what I mean? Things that you wanted to see in a partner. But a lot of you Sagittarians are starting to realize, again, through trial and tribulation, that you really want to be with a person that has character more than anything else. Because a person who has character is going to see the value in keeping their house clean. They're going to see the value in keeping their body clean. They're going to see the value in, things like hygiene, taking care of themselves, having, being, health in all different kind of ways. The libido, the carnal desire to even have intimacy. Those are all elements of health. And these are also elements of not just health, but character, right? Because, if a person doesn't have a healthy libido, right, there may be some sort of disturbance there, where the person is disgusted at that because of something might have happened. So too much can actually cause a dysfunction, right? Where maybe it was too experimentative, or that more than what the person was willing to go down, honestly. But they never spoke up about it and said anything, or it broke something, right? And so the Two of Swords is about you Sagittarius needing to set healthy boundaries. The Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups are about understanding that, well, I should say this. What are you dating for? Are you dating for love? If you're dating for that, then good. Just be able to maintain that stance and understand when someone is playing a game to get out of there. But it also shows that you Sagittarius don't want the delusional stuff, which is good. You want love, but you don't want too much romanticism, right? Because romanticism can be a little bit diluting. That's because Venus is romanticism, but Pisces is exalted in Venus. So you get double romanticism, which is delusional and dysfunction and things of this nature. So the Three of Wands and the Moon, right? They are about how you need to also watch out for just kind of going out on dates a little bit too quickly, right? To where you have too many people. This is something that I'm picking up, right? So you may want to watch out for picking up too many potential people all at once too quickly, because as to where the Capricorn reading that I just did, they can maybe do that because that's the point in time in their life where they happen to be. But for you, Sagittarius, that's not what it is. So you may want to pay attention to interacting with a little bit too many people and just kind of lower those numbers. You understand what I'm saying? Lower those numbers. I'm not saying for you to just date one person at a time, especially if you know that's not what it is that you are doing or what you want. But you can be direct with the person, but also just not so many numbers, because then it can get kind of, it can get kind of delusional and dysfunctional where you got too many people, and then you got to remember the names and the personal things that they told you in confidence, and you're like, what is going on? So then you have the Moon, right? And the Moon is the most powerful card in this particular reading for you, Sagittarius. It's actually the Moon, which is the last card of the main board. And the reason for that is because it represents you, Sagittarius, needing to understand you're having a clip-offic moment, and you need to go away, right? And what I mean when I say go away is don't date. Just kind of how do I say? After you have like a couple of dates for this week, just chill out from dating for the next couple of days, maybe even a week, and just really be an individual and think about what kind of relationship you want. Who are you? The Moon represents deep contemplation, right? So, for instance, if I'm getting to know somebody, I may not necessarily want to talk to them every single day. So I may see them Monday through Thursday, but then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I may not, I may play with the days, but you'll see me more than enough, right? And I don't want to be around my partner every single day. And because that's dependency, right? That's too much. That's neediness. That's dependency. So like if a person knows that that's not what it is that they want to see from me, I would have to let them go. But also vice versa, being honest with myself, I know, that I like my own free time, but it's nothing personal, right? It's not anything personal where I'm like, oh, I don't want to speak to this person because I'm playing the game with them. No, it's just that I'm absence makes the heart grow fonder, which will make you more happy to see the person. That's number one. And number two, I am in the clip off again. I spend my time there, right? I spend my time carving out the tunnels of Set. I spend my time in the realm of Amalek. This is how, as a dark magician, I spend my time. So the days that I am not contacting you, communicating with you, none of that or any of that stuff, I'm actually taking the time to reflect and think about myself and think about, right, keeping up with that personal hygiene, right? Because what I mean when I say keeping up with that personal hygiene, I mean all sorts of ways, right? Because those types of people who like, they get themselves into a relationship and stuff like this, and it's like they just lose themselves in the other person, right? Keeping up with everything that you said that you like, keeping up with that stuff, right? So keeping up with who I am, hanging out with you know what I mean, with my friends, this, that, the third. So that's what I mean by that, right? Right. Hygiene is more than just taking a shower. Hygiene is about health. You understand? Hygiene is about health, overall health, paying attention to the way your body functions, going to the doctor, seeing what's going on, really just internally as well, emotional, thinking about what's going on, figuring out, I know sometimes I sound weird in my videos and I say things that don't necessarily make any sense, but I usually, bring it, grounded in something real, But it's also about that self-reflection too, is the moon. But let's clarify the moon. Because the moon the moon in the tarot is about self-reflection. It's about understanding, it's about getting in touch with the dark side. It's about understanding who you are, right? And if you're all up in a person's face every single day, and you need space. This is why it is that a lot of married couples, actually, a lot of them can't stand each other. It's because they spent too much time with each other, and they need a little bit of that break. And while you're on that break, you're actually paying attention to your own health. You're paying attention to, what do you internally need? Is this a relationship that you are continuing to be happy with? If it's not, is it time to leave, right? Just who you are, right? Being able to take care of yourself. Because I've seen, and I'm going to get to it, but this is very important. I've seen those types of relationships, also too, why I mentioned the whole hygiene thing. I've seen those types of relationships where I've been out hanging out with my friends at 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me why I'm out at 3 o'clock in the morning, mind your business. But the point is, I was hanging out with my friends at 3 o'clock in the morning, just kicking it, getting into non-illegal mischief, having fun, and seeing some of the people who I'm cool with, stuff like this, come outside, and this is the cold, right? This is the colder weather, the fall weather. This is like 50 something degrees, and nothing but like a tank top and like some pajama pants with the footies. You know what I mean? The footies, house shoes. And it's like, what are you doing out here? And you could tell they're not even like self-respecting. They're not even putting on respectable clothes, where when they step outside into a grocery store or something like this, they don't look like run down because their partner got them so caught up. But to clarify the moon, you have the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Death card. Now, the 3 of Swords, 6 of Cups can represent how as you're going through a time of healing and understanding, your ex can call you back up and they can try to get back together with you. Pay attention too, because your ex can also try to get physical with you, if you know what I mean. And if you, Sagittarius, know that this is not something that you want, leave them alone, or don't. But if you do decide to mess with them, and see, even the Death card is saying leave them alone. But if you decide to mess with them, whatever happens after that is on you. I know you Sagittarius are headstrong, and you're going to do what you want. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm currently trying to reach my goal of 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank y'all so much. We reached 2,957 subscribers. Please keep hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these delicious videos. Peace.